Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harkar, and I'm here today with Christine Wong-Tai. Hope I said that right.
You did.
Besides her real estate journey, we're going to talk a little bit about how she ultimately discovered her niche and what she calls, low effort, high return real estate. Guys, remember, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business by providing the tools and resources to grow the business that they want to grow, which in turn helps them live that lifestyle and that life they've always wanted to. Christine, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, John, and thank you for having me. Really excited to chat with you guys today.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about your journey and talk about this low effort, high return, because, frankly, that's what everybody would like to have. But before we get into all that, talk about, get into the weeds, tell our audience a little bit about you, kind of your background, how you got into real estate, and, kind of what brought you here.
All right. So, guys, we're going to have to go back a little bit to 2011 because that's when I purchased my first duplex in Brooklyn, New York. And quite frankly, I can't say that I went in with a true strategy or goal. I sort of grew up with this notion from my Chinese parents that you got to buy a house. Was never justified why, never given more than an explanation. You just got to buy a house. So once my sister and I entered the professional workforce, within a year, I think we had under each of our belts in terms of like professional experience, my mom said, you guys now have to buy a house. And so we did that in 2011. It was the duplex in Brooklyn. My parents lived in one unit and we have tenants in the other. And from then we were landlords managing the property and whatnot. Really didn't fully understand what being a landlord was, what's involved aside from finding tenants, but there's so much in the day-to-day. So we really just learned by doing along the years. My husband and I then started to, I think, want to say in maybe like 2016 timeframe, we purchased our first apartment together. And that was a primary residence. We later sold that for a profit and then purchased a bigger property, which is the one I'm in currently. But in 2015, our daughter was born. And while I was on maternity leave, I discovered Bigger Pockets and was listening to a podcast full of inspirational stories of different people finding financial freedom through real estate.
Right.
And so I was inspired, I was motivated, and honestly, I was at a point in my life where I said, I want to be home with this precious life that I just birthed, and I don't know how.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I mean, my job certainly at the time was not paying me enough for me to do that. So I was inspired, but then didn't really take action.
Got
Didn't
it.
really
Like
take
most
action or
people.
come up with a plan.
Like a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. So then came the birth of our twin boys in
Twins.
2019. Yes, twins,
I
right
have
before the
I have
pandemic.
twins. I have twins, and I'm a twin. So,
You know the adventure is
oh,
beautiful.
yeah. You know what the first thing my mom said when I told her I was have twins? She's all, ha ha, payback's you know what? And she was right, but it's precious, and that's a whole nother podcast that we could talk a lot about that.
Oh yeah.
But congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I want to say when the boys were born and the pandemic hit, I actually work in healthcare IT.
Okay.
It was difficult to navigate. It was really difficult to navigate when COVID hit. We were in lockdown. Everyone starts working from home. We're fed lots of information, whether it be right or wrong information. We were just fed
Hmm.
lots and lots of information. And I, again, came that desire for financial freedom. And how
Sure.
do I do it? So I want to say towards the end of 2023, my motivation is super high. So it's just reignited once again. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it this time. I'm just going to do it. And I ended 2023 with the intention of, expanding into real estate more, doing more real estate investing, not fully defined, just very
Hmm.
high level at that point. I
Hmm.
joined a real estate community and found like-minded members and other students who were at different stages of their own journeys, but we guided one another. I was able to contribute. I was guided by others, and I partnered with some people too. Started 2024, and I said, I am going to um I am going to expand to 80 doors because I want
Wow.
to retire from corporate within 5 years. And and just talking to the mentors at the time, they said, well, that's gonna be about 80 doors. I was like,
They
okay.
did your freedom
So
number type of exercise.
I don't think it was the freedom number exercise, more like I said I wanted to make a direct offset
Mm,
for my current corporate salary.
got it.
And that's how they said that, well, for you, then that's going to be about 80 doors. Um, my freedom number is different. And actually, I'll tell you a little bit how later on in 2024, I actually discovered I've already hit my freedom number, which was
Mm,
a wonderful revelation.
that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, it was. And it was an enlightening moment, honestly. Just going back to early 2024, I'm on this journey to acquire 80 doors. It's not going as quickly as I liked
Why not?
at all because um I don't think I was moving as quickly during the winter months when it was slow.
Sure.
I was learning about this. I started investing out of state and very micro focused on Cleveland, Ohio, because I went and did a Google search and looked up what are the top landlord friendly towns to invest in for real estate. And Cleveland was one of those cities and towns that just sort of like consistently came up across multiple sources.
Right.
And I also connected with a great local resource there who was able to supply me with.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
On the boots, on the ground boots information. They also helped me really a lot with doing drive-bys of different properties that I was interested in putting offers in on. So that it just worked out really nicely in that way. I learned a lot about Cleveland in the process. And but yeah, I wasn't once I think mid-February timeframe came, I saw the competition tick up significantly.
Sure.
So while I'm
February this
working,
year.
February
Oh,
2024.
24 still. Okay.
Yeah, that's still so that's when the competition picks up. I'm not able to move as quickly. One being out of state, having to go through my realtor and
Mm-hmm.
just needing to like book and schedule time. At that point, very quickly, we moved from, okay, yeah, you can go see the house in 2 days to you need to put an offer just to schedule a
Just
showing.
to schedule a showing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we started getting into the process of doing that a little bit more. And honestly, John, I grew so frustrated. I was constantly browsing all of the engines available.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what it felt like. I was looking at hundreds of properties every single day. I'm sending things back and forth to my realtor and, connecting with different investors, and nothing was sticking.
Mm.
So I was chatting with the boots on the ground partner,
Right.
and I said to her, I was like, I'm really frustrated. This really isn't moving as quickly as I like. And she said, well, would you consider a pivot in trying something different? So I'm like, is it still real estate? Yeah. I know someone who's raising funds for a boutique hotel.
Okay.
Yes, her name is Britt. And she's like, I can connect you if you like. So I said, sure. We hung up. It was a Friday afternoon. By 5 o'clock, I was chatting with Britt. And by 8 o'clock, I was chatting with the firm
Mm.
that hosts the funds.
Let's do the
It
fund.
was
Okay.
their Yes. It happened very, very quickly. I received all the information about the fund and the investment properties and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Did my reviews over the weekend. Within a month's time, I was wiring money into my first syndication
Wow.
after just doing like the due diligence and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell our folks out there that might not know what a syndication is and a fund is and those type of things.
Oh, yes, yes. So, I would say syndications, by the way, this is where I will reveal real estate syndications are what I deem the low effort, high return real estate deals. This is exactly where I have found my niche in real estate. Um, and the way I like to describe a syndication, if you were to think of like a circle or pie here, right? There are two groups of people within that within that circle. There are the general partners, or
Mm-hmm.
frequently called GPs. They are the actual operators of the properties. They run the day to day, they manage the operations, they do the hiring, they do the advertising, marketing, etc. And then there are the limited partners, often called LPs or sometimes called equity partners. And that's the group that I joined. Um, and your responsibility really is bringing the funds to the deal
Right.
in
Got it.
exchange for returns.
Okay. What in all your research, I mean, obviously you were. Well, let's go back actually a little bit. Let's. I've never forgot to ask my first question.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
My normal question is, besides, I mean, obviously buying a home and you it sounds like you house hacked a duplex with your parents living in one and then renting out the other one. What other, or were there any other influences in real estate? A podcast you listened to, an event you went to, a book you read, anything that kind of kickstarted the real estate journey?
I would say definitely the Bigger Pockets podcast that I discovered while I was out on maternity leave with our first child.
Okay.
That really like ignited the motivation and
Mm-hmm.
just realized that this was out there. And I kind of silently followed Bigger Pockets, but like quietly for a long time. Um, During the pandemic is when I started to see more influence from other real estate investors really showing up on social media,
Sure.
honestly.
Yeah. Everybody's pinned in the house. They're doing podcasts.
Oh yes,
Uh,
yes. They're painting their houses, they're flipping, they're showing the before and after,
hmm
and just
hmm
showing different sides of it. And I said, well, why can't I do that? I
Outside of
Why not me?
outside of Bigger Pockets, did you seek any? You mentioned a real estate community, and I want to talk to you real quick about why that's important as well. But outside of the podcast, did you search out any other communities, masterminds, coaching groups, things like that?
I did join one. It's the More Than Money community
Okay.
that Ali and Josh from the Phi couple started.
Okay.
I think they partnered that one with John, and I apologize, but I'm forgetting his last name.
It's okay. It's okay. So then, why was it important for you to find community?
I didn't feel like I knew how to do it if I kind of scale if I'm doing this out of state for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I live in New York, and I had already pre-made up my mind. I'm absolutely not going to continue investing in real estate in New York. Just based on my experience, I find that there's a lot of additional administration that I
Mm-hmm.
find unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it is a very tenant-friendly state,
Yes,
and it
I was
doesn't
gonna say
favor the land.
land. Don't like landlords. It's like California. You know, landlords aren't friendly. Anyways.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what sort of, motivated me to start my search with, well, if I'm gonna go out of state, first criteria is it has to be in a landlord-friendly state.
Perfect. So, how did you find this community? And I mean, was it just an online community? Did you reach out to someone specifically?
I had been following Ali and Josh for a while, and then
Okay.
I scheduled some time with Josh, just to chat about the real estate journey, what my goals were and whatnot. And then he said to me, we actually have a community. If you'd like to learn more, like here's some more details around the community. It was several hundred members large at the time,
Okay.
and there was quite a bit of I think they said that they already had several members also who were investing in Cleveland.
Oh,
So I
okay.
said, okay, great. Established investors. Um, Ideally, maybe I could just plug and play.
Sure. Yeah,
Ideally.
no, 100%. And nowadays too, we're in the world of not necessarily what you know, but kind of who you know, because through that who you know, you can learn from their experiences, mistakes, avoid those pitfalls, right? So community
Yeah.
is very big. So what do you think in your overall journey, like some of the maybe struggles were, as you were starting or as you were growing, maybe mindset things that help you kind of make those pivots and whatnot?
Oh gosh. I think I had to I I remember I would say one of the big lessons learned for me is that you cannot just chase the big numbers. I
Mm,
think I didn't realize it at the time. I thought it was like just what I was supposed to do because I was trying to get to 80 doors.
right.
But I didn't um I have to admit that in retrospect there was a bit of me that's like I want to be that girl that's 0 to 80 doors in less than a year. And like that was sort of just the wrong mindset going into it.
Right.
I
Why
had to
is that the
acquire
why
that.
was that why was that the wrong mindset? Like what would have been the right mindset?
I think the focus really has to be finding the right fit for yourself. And the active managing of rentals for me, that's not it. That's not it. The goal originally was 80 doors. I went 2 doors in, out, like out of state, and I honestly was scratching my head and I'm like, what did I get myself into? Really
Right.
found myself second guessing a lot of the work I put in. I've analyzed hundreds and hundreds of properties.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go back, I'm like, did I not cross my T's somewhere? Did I not cross
Yep.
dot my I's? But I did everywhere
Yeah.
I looked. But that's just part of, I think, actively managing a rental and the different things that come with it. There's so many things. There's so many different activities that come up, and it's all part of that
Mm-hmm.
investment package.
It's a part of the journey. It's like you don't know you like Brussels
Mhm.
sprouts, so you eat Brussels sprouts. And you tried the Brussels sprouts, and you're really not liking the Brussels sprouts too much. With that, you know,
I think
that
that's a
they.
beautiful, beautiful analogy,
Yeah, but
honestly.
you gotta get out there and try it, right? And also too, I mean, out of state stuff is difficult, and at least you had someone in the market that helped you, and I know that for my out of state investing, it was important, right, to find that person you could trust in that network. How did you find that person again? Was that part of that training or that group?
It was, it was.
Okay.
So as a new member, one of the first things they encourage you to do is, hey, introduce yourself. What are you here for? What are you trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
And what I was a big fan of, I love doing the one-on-one connections. I'm much better at connecting in that particular way, one-on-one. So I would schedule these one-on-ones with all the different investors in the group. And
Okay.
when I came across this person, we immediately just connected. She was so
Got it.
eager to provide value. She was boots on the ground. She's like, I just want to learn. And I'm happy to do I'm happy to do drive-bys, provide information, and then we just started building out the resources together.
Very cool. Was she a realtor? Was she an investor?
She was an investor who originally started wanting to do residential real estate too, possibly even commercial.
Okay.
Um, However, she pivoted to self-storage.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a lot of people I've heard are going to self storage. It's become popular. Well, in our last couple of minutes, let's kind of just touch on the low effort, high return stuff. How does someone go out there and find a syndication that they can invest in?
To find the deals, I recommend networking. I think that networking and really putting yourself out there, telling everybody you know, I want to invest in a real estate syndication,
Mm-hmm.
um, really, really helps. And just being incredibly repetitive about that. Because once you do your first and you get to know others, it really becomes easier. And people start to bring you the deals when they have the next one.
Right.
Right. And there are always more deals to do. So I definitely recommend networking and just advertising everywhere you can. Send me your deals and make sure, like, just making sure people know you are a real estate investor and this is where you want to focus.
Perfect. Any you think there's any other advice that you might give someone looking to break in, and whether it's doing out of state rentals or investing into syndications? I mean, what other advice you think you might give to help someone, be set up for success?
Ooh. I think it has to start with mindset. I've seen um I've been there myself, okay? I started with the motivation back in 2015 and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't take actual action and put a plan and a roadmap in place until end of 2023. That's a lot of great years lost.
Yes.
So I would definitely say that if you um look for the advantage that you bring to the table and start with a real estate strategy where that advantage can be applied. And then just get
Perfect.
started. Just do it. Get out there, connect with people, but it really starts with mindset. A lot of people I talk to start with, well, I don't have money. There's plenty of people out here starting with zero down.
Yep.
Find out how they're doing it.
Yep.
And then get out there and just copy paste because that's what a lot of us are out here doing. We found others who are already doing it. There's nothing really miraculous or new that any of us are really doing. We found
Mm-hmm.
someone else who's already doing it. We're perfecting it. We're making it our own, and then we're just doubling down on whatever works the best for us.
Love it. Such great advice. Such a great podcast. I appreciate you coming on and sharing all that stuff. If there's folks out here on here that maybe want to work with you, maybe have a deal that they'd love to have you look at, or just kind of talk, reach out and talk to you. What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
I am super active on Instagram under the handle Compounding Penny. So feel free to reach out, send me a DM. I'd love to connect. And in addition to just reviewing any deals that you might have, if you want help reviewing your deals, I love looking at them. I love
Sweet.
looking at them. It gives me more practice as well.
That's awesome. Guys, take advantage of it, man. If she's looking to help you with your deals, please, it'll only help you get better. And you guys can all learn in the process. I enjoyed this show. Christine, thank you again for coming on. And guys, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.